I would like to welcome all the Soksay who are listening now into our podcast, HumanisTalk, the Social Matters. Youth Change Makers, a podcast by the Social Science Club. I am Andrew Ray Camara, and with me is...
Hi, I'm Athena Steper Mariano, and yes, we are your hosts for today's podcast event of Social Science Club.
You know what, partner? This HumaniSTalk, the Social Matter Youth Change Maker, a podcast by the Social Science Club, is really interesting.
Yes, partner, because the Social Science Club, our organization, wants to promote individuals who will make a difference to the community. Through this podcast, our goal is to build up passionate and diverse individuals that will inspire and drive social change, to provide a platform for gaining insights into issues that opportunities to innovate situations, especially the youth as change makers, will be ready in devoting themselves to be responsible in having a firm commitment in society.
Wow, I'm extremely excited for our podcast episode 1. How about you, partner?
In episode 1 today, we'll be talking about youth engagement for global action. And yes, I'm very excited that we're having Mr. Mark Jacinto as our guest speaker.
You know what, partner? Mr. Mark Jacinto is also known as Mark to his peers and colleagues. It is highly shown in his leadership as the curator of the online SDG Youth Forum, an online youth community support and development organization aiming to bridge young leaders and youth organizations towards helping them advance themselves to effectively contribute to the SDGs. The group is also awarded as the most outstanding and dynamic group of the year by the 4th Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards and the most dynamic and interactive youth organizations of the year by the Gintong Parangal Awards. Furthermore, Mr. Mark Jacinto is also involved as the Club Information and Communication Officer of Rotary Club of Midtown, Quezon City. His desire to weave and connect young leaders and youth organizations with each other has led him to recognize as one of the I-Volunteer champions for 2021, one of the Circle of Youth Utopia, one of the Eco-Business A's Youth for 2021, one of the 25 under 25 Global Legacy Awardees for Common Purposes, and the Outstanding Youth Leader Award of the International Leaders and Achievers Award 2022.
Then what are we waiting for? Today he's going to share his expertise on the youth engagement for global action. Hi, Mr. Mark. Welcome to Humanities Talk, the social matter youth change makers, our podcast by Social Science Club.
Hello, hi everyone. Magandang gabi.
Good evening, Sir Mark.
Yes.
Good evening po.
And thanks so much for having me this evening diba, to talk about youth engagement for global action. And it's really amazing kasi lalo na yun, di ba? Parang sobrang connected na natin with the internet, with the COVID-19 pandemic and everything. And diba, ang laki na naging impact talaga ng COVID-19 pandemic sa atin. Diba? Nag-agree ba kayo dun? Diba? Ano ba yung mga naging experiences nyo and how did the COVID-19 pandemic affect you? Oo, yan. Let's make it diba? Well, chill lang. We're in a podcast. So, I want to know, like, paano naka-apekto yung COVID sa inyo?
Okay,
Ayan.
simulan ko, sir. Now, when it comes to education, as a teacher, it's very hard. It's very hard to use online platform since we are not actually now measuring the quality of education. Parang nandun kami sa quantity of education kung ilan lang yung pumapasok, ilan lang yung nagpapasa ng mga quizzes, ng mga performance tests. And it's really hard since nung nag-start yung pandemic, talagang nawala na yung authentic assessment and application ng mga concepts into real life scenarios, especially in social reality because I'm handling social sciences subject.
That is agreeable, di ba? Na education talaga is one of the biggest effects of COVID-19 pandemic in terms of everyone, di ba? Pero maliban doon yung din, di ba? Yung work, di ba? Makaramihan nag-work from home, hindi nasanay ng unay and everything. And other factors din, yung mental health, di ba? Ng mga fellow youths who are listening for sure, very volatile or vulnerable talaga because of course a lot of changes kumbaga parang every month may bagong change unlike before parang and these changes are really baga hindi pa sanay yung mga tao so parang it's not something na they are used to and used to doing so we're used to it we're not used to it and although lagi ko nga sinasabi na parang I believe isa pa sa mga naging positive like karamihan kasi parang inisip lang pag COVID negative nandun na yun negative pero I believe personally of course while not invalidating the negative impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic. I believe the COVID-19 pandemic really made us closer together using the digital platforms that we have. Diba? Sino ba dito yung bigla na lang nag-Zoom? Diba? Diba? Dati hindi naman tayo marunong mag-Zoom. Ako hindi ako marunong dati mag-Zoom when the pandemic started. Parang ano ba yung Zoom na yan? Or ano ba yung Google Meet na yan? Or ano ba yung Microsoft Teams. I mean, we're already using for sure yung mga Google Drive applications and even yung mga Microsoft Word. But we were exposed to using new platforms that we weren't able to introduce before. But now this is being used not just for meetings, not just for gatherings, not just for lectures, diba? But now nagagamit din siya to mobilize people for global action. Lalo na yun, ako, I believe I've met a lot of young leaders from all over the country and even all over the world na Zoom lang yung gamit ko or Google Meet lang yung gamit ko or these platforms lang, Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. And it's really helping us na magkaroon ng connection Na hindi dati kasi parang pag mag-engage ka with young people, kailangan mo pumunta doon, kailangan pumunta ng Manila, kailangan mo pumunta ng urban area, or kailangan mong mag-organize ng physical event para lang mag-gather yung mga bata or yung mga young people, even particularly from other world or other parts of the country. Pero not everyone has the financial resources to do that thing. So what we do is now we use the online platforms on engaging with young people and also doing global actions. Lalo na yun, maraming issues that are happening around the country and around the world. Diba? Yung COVID, of course, nandiyan pa din yan, climate crisis, mga injustices, yung mga inequalities in the world, diba? Black Lives Matter and everything in between. And young leaders have been at the forefront of this. Diba? Nag-engage. We are definitely using the traditional, the newer media right now, yung mga social media natin, di ba? Dati, TV lang, radio lang, okay na We are able to engage with people. We're able to disseminate proper information. But now, we have a wide range of mediums. We have the online, we have YouTube, we have Facebook, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have everything. While of course, this is good, we must be worried then. Kasi ba, potential disinformation and misinformation peddler sila na baka mali yung natuturo sa mga tao, lalo na sa kabataan, di ba? So, we need to be wary on that. Pero, I always say na the reason why it's important for us to have youth engagement for global action is that we are connected, di ba? We are connected and related with each other. And especially right now, na mas naging connected na tayo because of the COVID-19 pandemic, because of the platforms that we have. Everything that we do, whether we like it or not, whether it's big or small, can really affect other people in other communities as well. So it doesn't mean na, taga dito lang ako sa Quezon City taga dito lang ako sa Manila. It doesn't mean na parang, wala namang mangyayari kung hindi ako gagalaw Wala namang mangyayari sa ibang lugar. Meron. Kasi if we do choose to act or not to act or not to do the right thing, it can heavily affect other people as well in the process. So napakahalaga po talaga yung youth engagement. And of course, youths are the hope of the future. Alam naman na natin yan. We have discussed kila Dr. Jose Rizal that the youth is the hope of the future, kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan. And it's been a cliche quote ever since, di ba? But it's not only the hope of the future, we're also the hope of the now. That everything that we do can both affect our present and also the future generations. Kasi tayo yung tayo yung next in line, tayo yung pinaka mostly affected of fractions, whether we choose to engage or we choose to not engage, it is us who will be the most affected. Lalo na sa global issues, di ba? Kunyari na yun, yung sabi ng iba, wala namang epekto yung Ukraine-Russia crisis sa akin eh. Kasi hindi naman ako taga-Ukraine, hindi naman ako taga-Russia. Pero, ba't ko siya nararamdaman? Ba't as yung oil? Ba't nahihirapan si nanay, si tatay? Diba? Ba't nahihirapan maikasya yung budget na dati? 1,000 kasya na yung mga ibang ulam na yun. Mas kumonti pa, tumaas yung purchasing value. Bumaba yung purchasing power because of the high oil prices. And then of course, karamihan naman ng oil ginagamit pang luto, 'di ba? Pang transportation, 'di ba? Pang produce, pang industrial. So syempre, ginagamit to as a critical component to produce the things that we buy, 'di ba? Parang ba't siya biglang nag-aapekto on the things that we do? Diba? So, it doesn't mean na hindi tayo affected dun sa, kung naman nangyayari dun sa bansa na yun, sa mundo na yun, doesn't mean na hindi na nakaka-apekto sa atin. Diba? May konting lang na ganito, nakaka-apekto na agad sa mga economic crisis or sa mga movements. So, everything that we do, whether big or small man yan, whether we realize na it's in Ukraine or it's in the United States, naman, malayo sa akin yan, hindi naman ako makakapunta dyan. Pero, our voice and our engagements as young leaders would matter na we hear our voice out na kahit nandito ako sa Pilipinas at yung issue is in Ukraine or in Russia, we're able to hear our voice out. We have different platforms and methods that we can use, diba? Social media is one, diba? Ang dami ng mga events, ang dami ng mga Zooms. Pero of course, we hope that hindi lang siya malimit doon, diba? Kasi karamihan, doon na lang sa Zoom, doon na lang sa mga online platforms. Although, I realized na joining these events, joining these webinars, or even listening to this podcast gives us confidence. We never know. Mahirap siyang i-measure, to be honest. Like ako, tinatry ko siya i-measure. Paano ba siya ma-measure kung makaka-impact ba yung mga ginagawa namin? Kasi ako, I'm organizing the online SDG Youth Action Forum. It's an online community wherein we bridge young leaders and youth opportunities to different platforms. And for the past 2 years, we have 25,000 young leaders in the group. And then, parang na-realize ko, dati nung una parang hindi naman yata effective yung mga ginagawa namin. Kasi parang mukunti na nagko-comment and everything. Parang ang dami na syempre physical events, lalo na yun, di ba? Level 1 na sa karamihan. Pero I realized that these events, even though, of course, feel natin minimal, can give someone confidence na kaya ko to, kaya kong mag-engage to my fellow young leaders on the ground or even mobilize others kahit hindi man kabataan yan para to act on something, whether big or small, or ma-engage ako in doing action, whether big or small. Kasi kahit yun kasi din yung isa sa mga things that I try to instill to other people that we don't need to be a volunteer agad. We don't need to be a leader agad to be engaged for global action. We just need to do something small and make it a part of our routine and our system. That's one of the rules of Atomic Habits by James Clear. And pag ginawa mo kasi siya, kahit one small thing, pag kinumpawn mo siya, napaka-science, compound mo siya every day and you do it every day, it can already give you big impact. Kunyari, magdala ako palagi ng tumbler. Bawasan ko yung paggamit ko ng plastic pag lalabas ako. Ginawa mo siya madalas. Yung personal consumption mo ng plastic, bumababa. Kasi you use your tumbler, your reusable tumbler every day. And then, magpapatay ako ng ilaw pag hindi ko nang ginagamit ko. You're able to contribute already in actions. Kahit sa mga ganong maliliit na bagay lang and using the platforms that you are comfortable of. And then from there, if we're already more comfortable enough, we can elevate our actions. Pwede tayo mag-volunteer, pwede tayo sali ng mga organizations, we can run for student council, or even SK, or even public position if we're already allowed to. Diba? Yung mga ganun ba? So, marami po tayong ways for us to engage ourselves and engage others to do global actions. And it will really help us build a better and more sustainable future for all. Napakahalaga po nun. So yun lamang. Ako, I'm really want to make this simple lang kasi baga bilang kabataan, bakit ba ako mahalaga? Bakit ko kailangan makialam sa mga different issues na yun, both global and local? And then at the same time, ano yung pwede kong gawin? Diba? Kung hindi pa ako komportable mag-volunteer, ano yung pwede kong gawin? So, yun lang for me. Thank you.
Masters of Ceremonies.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of this episode. Special thanks to Mr. Jacinto for joining us during that well-educative discussions engagement for global action. As always, thanks for listening to HumanisTalk, the Social Matters. You Changemaker, a podcast by the Social Science Club.
If you enjoy our show, make sure to hit the like button below. Subscribe to our channel and be sure to come back next time for episode 2, The Values of Your Inner Thoughts. Till then, this is Athena. Don't forget to know us more.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much again for being our guest speaker. I know it's very short, no, and because it as next episode pa kasi, and I let my students to listen with these 2 podcasts since I'm handling understanding society, culture, and politics. So one of my performance tasks is to listen with this podcast and create a somehow short reflection from your speech. No, so thank you po. I know
hopefully may mga natutunan, and I always try to make it simple. I mean, kumbaga, kayo po, ma'am, nandiyan naman po kayo to make it more deeper. But ako kasi parang I'm used to the audience na different walks of life. So I try to make it simple para ma-understand. And then, if ever they want to pursue it more about that certain topic, then that's the time they can do research. I believe you can assist them din po on that. So, yun po. Hopefully, kahit simple lang po yung words na ginamit ko and I use like mix of Tagalog and English, I hope that it will give a perspective of young people to do actions or even being engaged. Lalo na we have a wide range of opportunities and wide range of platforms that we can use.
Don't worry, sir. Yes, don't worry, sir. We really appreciate what you have talked earlier since you are specializing youth engagement, and it has something to do kasi itong mga students mostly bumoboto na sila and they are in the right age to do and to balance legally and morally, to balance ethically and legally when it comes to different aspects that they can engage with. Kaya we will try to push, and actually, sir, na sobrang naintindihan namin yung talk mo. Like from the very start, from the question that you've asked earlier, nakita na po namin agad yung pina-point out mo na as a youth, we can make a difference. Sir, yung the token of appreciation together with the certificate will be delivered to you next week, sir. I'm very sorry kung hindi po this week since...
Yeah, no worries. Actually, I didn't expect na may token, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much po again. I'm very sorry po sa napaka-busy niyong time. Thank you po.
No worries. Thank you so much. Thank you so much din po for dapat 6 p.m. naging 8 p.m. tayo. Of course, some of us want to rest na. But yun kasi, especially, lalo na yun, isa lang, nag-aaral din kasi yung brother ko, younger than me. So, may class lang kasi siya kanina. So, yeah, syempre, education is important. So, inuna mo na yun. And then, yun, ako naman, I'm good. So, thank you so much po, ma'am, and the rest of the class and the students. And yeah, hopefully, they learn something from me and hopefully they can get value out of it. Kasi naman, kumbaga, each talk that we are part of, like, we try to get what's the value in it, like an added value of it. Like, what do we learn? What did we feel on it? And how can we use that to our respective current situations that we have right now?
Correct, sir. Thank you po. Looking forward to meet you and invite you in person po sa mga susunod na activities namin as a social
Yes,
scientist
yes.
po.
Oo, thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm looking forward. Thank you so much as well to the students. Good job.
Can we please make a screenshot?
Yes po,
Smile
I'm
lang
great.
po tayo.
I'm
Sige
good, I'm
po.
good.
1, 2, 3, smile. Ayan. So marami pong salamat ulit, sir, sa time niyo
Thank you
po.
so much.
God bless po. Bye
Yeah,
po.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you po,
bye-bye.
Sir Jacinto.
Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.